You can romanticize what you want to romanticize, but your body remembers. I'm in a very interesting location this morning that I did not foresee myself being in. I'm up in Eden Prairie this morning. My friend Hilary Kline is doing a makeup segment for Fox9 News, and I'm going to be her makeup model this morning. But I ended up coming up here early just because I didn't know about traffic and construction and like what's happening up in the Twin Cities right now, because obviously I haven't been up here in a minute. I ended up having 45 extra minutes here. So I ended up driving around a little bit, and it was like autopilot. I just ended up back in the parking lot of the corporate building I used to work for. And I've been sitting here for the last couple minutes just recording a video talking about the goodness of God in the last 2 years of being freelance and how things don't really look how I thought that they would. I really thought that I would be further along in my career. I thought I'd have bigger projects. I thought I'd have like more stable pay. And that can be really discouraging sometimes because it feels like every single day I have to fight for work that I really love. But that's not really like the correct perspective, I don't think. I think the right one is that I get to wake up every single day and rely on the Lord to fulfill dreams and like dream projects and goals that I have. But that feels really counterintuitive to the hustle culture that we are often sold, is that you have to go out and do it yourself. And if you don't do it yourself, then you are lazy. Or if you're just sitting at home doing work quietly and you're not out networking, you don't really care about your goals. And I think we're kind of sold this idea of if you aren't doing everything that you can and wearing yourself out and burning yourself out, then you're doing something wrong. And it's been a real switch, and it is a battle every single day that I mentally face, which is battling like giving things up to the Lord and just letting the day come as it may and letting things come around. And the Lord has shown me over and over again the last 2 years that he always comes through on his promises. And I still sit and I worry about payment. I still sit and I worry about paying bills, and I still sit and worry about what's next. And every single time the Lord has come through, there's never been a time where he hasn't. My bills have always been paid plus a little extra. And it was just really interesting how my brain on autopilot was like, oh, we know these streets, and brought me to this parking lot. And the minute I drove in the parking lot, I started tearing up, because although my brain can sometimes romanticize this job and the stability and the finances that it brought, my body didn't forget what it felt like to come in here every single day. And I just find it intriguing that a lot of times as I'll say like a creative person, because I don't think corporate America is like evil in nature. I think it wears you out enough that you don't have enough energy to pursue what you want to pursue. And I think oftentimes you have to make that decision, which sucks. But I don't think like if you work a corporate job, you're not doing the will of God. I think there are people who work corporate jobs in 9 to 5 and they're holding it down and they're doing what God's asked them to do. And I think it's just as like holy as doing ministry work or doing creative work. But when you're creative and you have some instability with like payment and what's coming through and what's going to happen next, sometimes you start to romanticize this old life that you had, that even though you felt miserable, or even though you weren't treated with respect, or even though you had horrible mental health, you start to romanticize not having to worry about money. And driving in here, I think, was a emotional reminder that the Lord was like, number one, I brought you out of Egypt and I'm bringing you through Israel, and Israel doesn't feel as stable, but it is worth it and it is the best thing for you. And two, I think it's the Lord being like, you can romanticize what you want to romanticize, but your body remembers how you felt when you drove into this office every single day. When you hit this parking lot and tears formed in your eyes, your body never forgot how you felt. So it's been an unexpectedly surreal morning to start this vlog. I get to go have an incredible day where I'm being a makeup model for my friend Hilary. I'm getting my hair done with Bridget, and it's going to be really fun, but it's also a really good reminder of where I've come from and where I'm going. And sometimes you have to revisit the places that you've been to remind yourself why you left them. And I'm gonna shout it out, you know I don't care. I'm so proud, you are my best friend. So in the green room, we just did a little bit of the makeup. She did one side. She's going to show the other side on camera, like how she does. It's called like a glass cheek, and you use Aquaphor and blush to achieve this look. And then we're doing like a May makeup trends. So she did lavender on the eyes and then kind of a cherry on the lips. So I usually actually gravitate more towards warm tones, which is probably the opposite of like what you're seeing here. I actually need to take this off because I need to be in all black to be on the air. But we're gonna go live in like 10 minutes. We were just in the actual studio. It was really interesting because when I film, even with a microphone and everything, I usually have to be super quiet, like when I do the podcast, because it picks up on everything. It picks up on every sound. And we were in there, and they just must have really good microphones on their lapels, because Hilary and I were like whispering, and we were like this far from them. No one was being like, please be quiet. So it was very chill. This whole experience so far has been incredibly just lax. There's been a lot of security along the way. So I like couldn't even get in the parking lot without saying who I was, and then I couldn't get in the building without saying who I was, and then they confirmed like twice when I got in here. The security level of it makes me feel really safe, but then also it's just really interesting to be kind of behind the scenes. It's just really cool to be here and be a part of this, and we're gonna go live soon. This is your work. This is your art. It looks so good.
Come here, Jerry. Jerry, come here. We celebrate the cute, energetic, fun, and skilled dog that you are. And even though, Jerry, come here. And even though you're 4 years old, you're still our little baby. We love you.
What else you got?
Here, let me stand by you, Rick. He's looking at me, his favorite.
I swear I have a shirt on. I am reporting in from Santa Maria this morning. I am about to drive to Pismo Beach. It's 7 a.m. and I'm doing a shoot this morning with a brand called Elegantes. They're a fair trade clothing brand. I've modeled with them before back in August, but today I'm doing styling and modeling. I'm very excited because it's my first official paid modeling and styling gig here in LA. And I'm just like praying more come my way. But I'm gonna drive up to Pismo Beach and I'll see you there.